Right then, you have heard it, have you not? If you have spent more than 5 minutes hearing about Thailand, you have heard about Isaan, the poor cousin, the backward region, all sticky rice and sorrow, a place people are from, not a place people go to, unless it is for a full moon party on the river, and even then they do not look beyond the bucket. Nonsense, absolute tosh. Imagine a region so rich in history, so stubborn in spirit that it has had to have its identity sat on repeatedly by a succession of bureaucrats in starched shirts. The truth about Isaan is not a simple tale of poverty. It is a captivating, infuriating story of deliberate sidelining and glorious everyday resistance. Besides, if you would stop listening to those glossy travel shows for a moment, I would tell you about it. It might just change your mind. Oh, dreadful tea here. Cannot get a proper builder's brew for love nor money. However, the Lao cow, now that is a different matter. Which is rather fittingly our starting point. You see, Isaan was not always considered the periphery. Centuries ago, this was a vibrant crossroads. The mighty Khmer Empire left its breathtaking stone ghosts at Pimai and Penongrong temples that would make a Westminster architect weep with envy. Later, it was part of the Langzang, the kingdom of a million elephants. It had its own rhythms, its own Lao and Khmer infused kingdoms, its own way of doing things. Then came the maps and the hats. Always a bad sign. Men in new hats drawing new lines. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Bangkok, in its struggle to avoid the colonia's clutches, decided the best defence was to become a nation state, a unified centralised thing. Not only that, what do you do with diverse sprawling regions that speak different languages and have different loyalties? You integrate them, politely put. You draw them into your administrative embrace until they cannot breathe. They called it Tawai Paladin, the transfer of land allegiance. I call it a bureaucratic land grab. Policies were designed to siphon wealth to the centre. The Bowring Treaty with the British cemented Bangkok as the sole economic engine. Isaan's resources, its timber, its labour, flowed south. Its taxes filled central coffers. Then there was the salt tax. Imagine that. Taxing the very thing needed to preserve food in a sweltering climate. It was not just a tax, it was a lever of control, a daily reminder of a distant master. Moreover, the language. Ah, the language. In the 20th century, Thainess was paramount. Speaking Lao Isaan in the schools was discouraged, sometimes punished. The rich, poetic tongue of the region was relegated to the home, to the rice field, and to the realm of the backward. They were not just marginalising an economy, they were trying to quieten the soul. Nevertheless, here is the glorious twist, the bit that makes me stop grumbling and actually smile into this subpar tea. Isaan did not just roll over. It could not be quietened. When you push a culture into the corners, it does not vanish. It becomes concentrated, potent. Its resistance was not always with placards and protests. Often it was with a bamboo mouth organ and a defiant hip-swinging rhythm. Morlam. But this was not just music, it was a newspaper, a therapy session, and a political debate set to an irresistible beat. The singers would weave tales of hardship, of love, of corrupt officials, all in the language, and they were told not to use. It was stealth warfare, and you could dance to it. The food. Oh, the food. While the Centre prized delicate sweet-sour balances. Isaan said, bugger that. Sometime a salad so fierce it could wake the dead, fermented fish that could strip paint, sticky rice eaten with the hands, a tangible, glutinous rejection of fork and spoon propriety. Every blistering, pungent, magnificent bite was a statement. We are here, we are different, and we are strong. Then the festivals, such as the Rocket Festival, a glorious, chaotic, gunpowder-fueled plea for rain, where villages compete to build rockets that literally and metaphorically give a two-fingered salute to the heavens. It is noisy, messy, and utterly, authentically of this place. They could not stamp that out. Try confiscating a 10-metre bamboo rocket from a determined farmer. I dare you. Now, do not for a second think this is just ancient history. The ghosts of these policies still walk the dry season fields. The economic disparity is the most obvious spectre. Young people still leave for Bangkok in droves, taking their muscle and brains to build shopping malls and clean apartments in the city that once drained their home. They send money back, heroes remitting their wages, while the label Kong Isaan can still carry a whisper of snobbery in some quarters, implying a simple, unskilled labourer. The backwoods stereotype persists because it is useful. It excuses underinvestment. It turns a complex historical crime into a simple fact of nature. Oh, Isaan is just poor, they say. Not, oh, Isaan was systematically made poor. Nevertheless, listen, the wheel is turning. Besides, it is being turned by Isaan's own sons and daughters. Academics are rewriting the history books from an Isaan perspective. Musicians are blending moorland with hip-hop and rock, and the kids are loving it. Chefs are finally getting national recognition for their glorious fiery cuisine. There is a quiet, growing pride in being from here, not just escaping here. So, what is the point of this old git's history lesson? To understand Isaan today, to truly see its resilience, its humour in the face of hardship, its explosive creativity, you must know the ghosts it carries. This is not a backward region. It is a pressed region, a resilient region. Its culture is not a primitive relic. It is a sophisticated survival mechanism honed over a century of pressure. Your call to action, it is simple. Next time you hear someone dismiss a place, a people, a culture as backward, be suspicious. Ask, whose power does this story serve? Seek out the hidden histories. Listen for the bamboo mouth organ in the static. And for heaven's sake, if you get the chance, come here. Not just for the waterfalls and ruins. Come for the night markets buzzing with life and laucau. Sit on a plastic stool. Eat a somtam that makes your ears sweat, and listen to the stories in a language you do not understand. You will feel the spirit of it, unbowed, unbroken, and decidedly not backward. Isaan's rightful place is not on the margins of Thailand's consciousness. It is right at the heart of its soul, a bit like this dreadful stew tea is to my afternoon. Absolutely essential, even if it is a constant disappointment. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very important appointment with a hammock and a bottle of perfectly adequate local whiskey. However, just gazed out through the window, and the hammock is in the command of the Isaan matriarch, the mistress of the house, a force of nature which both foreign husbands and local ghosts wisely, promptly, and politely yield. My theories on salt taxes and linguistic suppression are all very well. However, the real day-to-day history of resilience is written by her. She manages the money, remembers every cousin, knows which herbs cure which ailment, and has, with a single look, secured the prime resting spot in the shade. Therefore, the bamboo chair it is. It has its own particular creak, a protest that matches my own. A perfect place to observe and to know one's place, which is ultimately the heart of the matter. Isaan knows its place. Not the marginalised place others try to assign it, but its rightful place. Complex, central, stubborn, and alive. What's more, if a stubborn old Englishman can learn to find his place here, usually one seat removed from the hammock, then anyone can learn to see the truth of it. Cheers. Now hit the video like button. It is free, and goodbye.